Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Mind Hiking Podcast. I am going to be Brody's co-host today, Stefie Frye, as you may know. I'm super excited for this episode for you guys to listen to. We talk about a lot of cool things, so go ahead and stay tuned.
All right, guys, it's Brody. On a scale of 1 to 10, actually, on a star level from 1 to 5 stars, how would you rate your opener you just recorded?
Me?
Yeah.
1.5.
The second I shut off the mic, you're like, was that lame? You just
I was nervous and I got shaky and nervous because the opener is important.
Okay, you want to redo it right now?
No.
If 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you for listening to the Mind Hiking Podcast. I'm going to be your co-host today, Stefie Christine Frye, and your main host, Brody James Frye, here today, and we're going to be talking about some neato things, so go ahead and stay tuned.
Yeah! Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm your host, Brody Frye, and here we dive deep into difficult questions. We'll map out thoughts, theories, and crazy ideas for the love of knowledge and growth. So, how do we answer some of the mind's toughest questions? This is the Mind Hiking Podcast. And we are live. Welcome back to the Mind Hiking Podcast, Stephanie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm so glad to have you back. You're awesome.
Always happy to be here.
So, today we are not getting smashed.
No.
I am drinking a wine glass full of chocolate milk because I couldn't find my Yeti.
Chalky Milkies.
What are you drinking?
Water.
I was thinking tea for some reason.
Nope.
Cheers.
Refreshing.
Yes. And I got my water next to me too, so that's nice. So when I called you to come over here, what were you doing?
I was playing Zelda.
How is that? Which one?
The first one, Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
Me and Doug were literally talking about it last night, and he's like, how many hours do we think you've put into this game in the past, month? And I was like, I have no idea. And he's like, I think you've put at least 100 hours into this game in the past month and a half. And I was like,
my goodness.
I just started binge playing it, and he was talking to me trying to get me to play it for so long.
Yeah.
And then the new one came out just a couple months back. Mm-hmm. And he started playing that, and he finally convinced me to start playing the new one. At first I was all grumpy, and I was like, I don't even want to play this. This isn't even that fun. And then I got so sucked into it, and I have not been able to stop. I'm almost done on the main quest, but I keep going on all these side quests before I finish it completely.
Oh yeah, I love that too, because it's the side quests. I almost have more fun doing that because I feel like if I run into somebody that needs something done or whatever, I have to do that, and then I feel like in even dungeon exploration games, I remember running away and I see a door or see a hallway that I'm not supposed to go down, but you just can't help but go down there and check things out.
Doug was like, we have such different gaming styles. He's like, I pretty much stuck completely on the main quest and finished it really quickly, and he's like, you've been going off on every little thing. You see one little sparkle in the corner of the screen and you're like, what is that? And just beeline for it.
Yeah, that's JJ's been playing the new Hogwarts Legacy game, and he does all the side quests, and then by the time he gets around to doing the main quest, it's so easy because this guy is so ranked up.
Yeah, me too. That's where I'm at with Zelda.
Just comes and slaughters the main quest, no problem. Mm-hmm. And I remember how many growing up, we'd spend so many hours on Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah. I loved watching you play that.
I remember, I would just be we'd play, because it's a one player, and the original, and then, you would make all the decisions for me. I would just play, and then, when we'd get to, the dialogue and stuff, you would speak for me. I'd be like, what should I say? And you'd pick, and you'd say things, and I'm like, you're gonna get me in so much trouble.
I always did. You were talking to one guy, and you're like, what should I do here? And I was like, kill him.
Yeah. Sometimes you just don't even pick an option. You're just just kill him. Just oh no.
Yeah.
In the middle of a tavern, everybody's got their swords on them. Just please don't make me do this. I'm
but you would
still
always
level
do
1.
it. You would always do whatever I said to.
Yeah, that's part of it, because I felt bad because it's a one player, but it was more fun that way. We were just played that way.
Yeah.
Just Skyrim was so ahead of its time, I feel like.
That was such a fun game.
It's an awesome game, and there's not many games like it anymore. But I know they are coming out with a new. Actually, they have come out with the game for PC because the guys at work were talking about it. But they will be coming out with it for the PS5 shortly, like in the next 2 weeks. But it's a game. It's basically a D&D game, and it has like you roll a die and you like
cool.
make you do your decisions based on like that, and it seems like a really cool game, but it's kind of like a similar to Skyrim, but like more updated, and I guess there's like over 1,000 different like outcomes to the story.
Cool.
And like different choices that you can make, and every choice that you make like changes the story and stuff like that. Neat. And I guess like the majority of the gameplay is kind of like 45 kind of from the sky down. I haven't played and haven't really watched any videos of it, but other than the trailer, but looks really cool. And I think it's called Baldur's Gate 3. I think that's what it's called.
Okay, I'll have to look it up later. I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, because they had like 1 and 2 were like old games, like really old, like pixely games.
Okay.
And then like 3 just kind of comes out of nowhere. I guess they spent like 7-8 years working on this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, guys at work were talking about it, and they say it's awesome because they're PC gamers, and I don't.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
I don't PC game. But
yeah.
I just like the controller, and I know you can play with a controller on the PC. Blah blah blah. I hear all that.
Yeah,
but
Doug wants to get a PC so bad.
Oh yeah.
He's got a nice monitor, but he doesn't have like the whole setup for it. He still has just his Xbox plugged into everything and plays on that. But he's been wanting to get a whole setup for that lately.
I like casual gaming. Like I wish I had more time to game because I do enjoy it, but like really, I probably play like an hour to 2 hours of gaming every 2 weeks. Because, like, I really rarely, like, I never come home after work and have time to, like, it's just, like, house maintenance and stuff like that, and then cooking dinner. And, like, I never have time to, like, while we're eating dinner, sometimes we'll sit down and watch TV shows, but, like, never have time to play video games. And then sometimes on the weekends, like, usually I'm doing something with, like, you and Doug or JJ or something.
Yeah.
But
I hadn't played a video game in like, I don't know. I mean, other than like when I would come over here and we would play like Fall Guys or some sort of like stupid little whatever.
That game's fun.
It was silly. But like, or like Mario Party or Mario Kart or whatever, just stupid little games here and there. I haven't like actually played like a quest game or like some kind of something with what's the word I'm looking for?
A purpose?
Yeah, like,
like a storyline?
A storyline, yes. And like literally since I like binged all of the Call of Duty games when I was in like like end of middle school,
honestly,
early high school.
I feel like the campaigns for the Call of Duties were like underrated because everybody was obviously obsessed with online, which I get it, but like the story, the campaign for like the Modern Warfare series is like so good.
So good.
It's really good.
I did a TikTok filter the other day because I saw somebody else do it and I had to, and it was which Call of Duty character are you? And I got soap.
Oh, awesome. That was always your favorite character.
That was my favorite fucking character. And as soon as I got it, I was like, fuck. I didn't record it when I did it. I just did it on the screen. I was like, fuck, I should have recorded it so I could send it to Brody.
Yeah, dang. That's awesome.
So funny, though.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I saw it pop up one day on my For You page, and I was like, oh, I gotta do this.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome.
But no, yeah, Doug always games, and he just plays, like, he was playing Fortnite for a little bit, and then he got into, what's like the battle game that's like that, but it's Call of Duty, Warzone.
Warzone, yeah.
So he was playing Warzone for a while.
There's a lot like that though. There's one that's like Rust, but it's kind of more of a survival-y instead of like a crafting, killing thing.
Yeah. But he like always comes home from work and like unwinds playing his games like that.
Oh, PUBG is another one.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, I kind of want like something to do because I would just like sit there pretty much and wait for him to get off video games and be like, okay. But he was like, why don't you play something on the Switch? And I was looking for something that was kind of like spooky like games because I like creepy stuff. And then I also wanted like a cozy kind of comfort. Like I didn't have to like do too much. And I started with this game, which I actually think Katie might really like. It's called Lost in Random, and I literally
I think I've seen
fell in love with it. It was so cool, and it almost looked like a kind of like a claymation style. Like it looked like the characters were like carved out of clay type of thing. But I thought of this when you were talking about the die from that other game. And your character has this little dice that, like, when you're in combat, you roll your dice, and whatever number you get on your dice is, like, the cards that show up, and you get to choose, like, which card for which, like, it's kind of hard to explain. But each card is, like, a different move that you can use.
Yeah.
So you have to do that, and it's really cool. It's just, like, pretty basic. You go through your quests. There's not really any... I mean, there's a few little side quests in it, but not too much. And it was a quick gameplay. It took maybe, like, 4 hours of gameplay altogether. But if you're looking for something just, like... I don't know. I feel like it's a Halloween time, like, creepy little whatever. But I loved it. It was awesome. So that kind of got me into playing games again. And now I moved to Zelda.
Yeah. Another, like, kind of softer, more entertaining game that we, like, growing up, like, you know, she's smiling. She knows exactly where he's going with it. Yeah, you can say it. You know, you remember?
Little Big Planet.
Yep, absolutely.
So good.
Yeah, it was, like, I want to say that it was underrated, but it was one of the, like, Sony greatest hits games.
Was it?
The first one was.
Oh, shit, okay.
And I think the second one might have been as well a greatest hit, but, like, still, like, I feel like it was still underrated because that game was so fucking good. Like, I love, like, the first one was so good where you got the 3 layers, and it was like a classic game where you can only go left and right, but there was, like, levels, like, there was depth to it. There was, like, 3, it was, like, 1, 2, and 3. Like, you can move forward and back 3, like, layers, I guess. And you can play on those 3 layers left and right. And then, like, the creation, like the creativeness of that game where you can build your own levels and publish them was so, like, unique for when it came out. And then
like by the third game they had, like, the grappling hooks that you could get so you could swing across things easier, and like, it was so cool.
Because then the second one the second one had, like, all the cool, like, gadgets and stuff.
No, I think that was the third one. Where you got... Or no, was it the second one?
I think it was the second one because the third one was when you can be the different characters. You can be, like, the toggle, the frog,
yes,
and
I
stuff
forgot
like
about that
one. The big guy
one.
and the little guy.
Okay, yes, so cute.
Yeah, that, and then the bird swoop or swoosh or swoop.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah. But, yeah, that one... So, yeah, the second one I think was only still 3 layers. Maybe they added a layer or 2. I can't remember. Yeah, I think they only had...
Yeah.
I think it was, like, somewhere around that. But then, like, the third one, they came out where it was, like, they have a lot, like, almost 10 layers.
Yeah,
like, it was, like, and you can, like, slide, like, 6 layers and stuff like that. Like, that one... I didn't have as much fun on that one because it started to get a little technical and a little complicated. I loved building levels, but that one got a little technical for me.
That was hard, yeah.
Like, it was fun to play, that one, but... I like the classics.
Yeah, I feel like the first ones are more of that just, like, let loose, like, almost mindless type of play.
And the
where
music in it, too.
But also,
so
okay,
adorable.
I say mindless, but I feel like there's a lot of, like, puzzles and games stuff in it. There's a ton of little, so it definitely makes you think. But it was just kind of, like, an easier gameplay where the other one you had to go in, like, a lot more depth. But yes, the music is so cute.
Adorable, yeah.
And, like, it's just, like, little, like... songs and stuff that will get stuck in your head for weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Just stuck in your head. But it's such a, like, perfect example of a platform game.
Yeah,
like, it's just, like, totally, like, jumping platforms, grappling things, and, like, swinging from things, and it's just, like...
Yeah, climbing and, like, all this little...
It's such a creative little game. I freaking love that game, but... there's not many games where I got totally invested like that. I think the biggest games that I got, like, really invested in were, like, that game, Skyrim, and, like, probably, like, Halo 2.
Oh, yeah, we got into Halo for a while as well. Yeah. I loved those.
But other than those games, like, I think those were, like, the only non-survival games that I... really got into, and now I know a lot of people are gonna, like, either love that or hate that, because I know there's people that are, like, diehard survival games and, like, players, and other people are, like, just bash people that play survival games. Like, oh, let me get my rock and my stick and make an axe. And yeah.
Okay, I love that shit though.
Yeah, me too.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Like even like Minecraft. I feel like we got into Minecraft when we were younger.
Oh yeah,
for a
we were
while.
playing that for a while.
Doug cannot get into it. He's like, it
really?
looks so shitty. The pixelated look. I'm like, that's the way. It's like that's how it's supposed to be.
That's an ideal mindless game.
Yes.
Like when I want to play a video game and just like if I've been under a lot of stress and I just want to escape to a video game, but I am under a lot of stress and I don't want to think too hard. That's the ideal game. You just plop that on and you just sit down on the couch and you just hit blocks and craft stuff and mine until your tools break and then just keep going.
I feel like whenever we would like make a map together and that you would sit there and mine for so long and make little carts through the mines and go in depth with that, and then I'd just be running around collecting animals and building a little farm.
Fences and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I was like the perfect team.
Yeah, literally.
And I'd just like be building armor and stuff and swords for times that we didn't even go out and fight anything.
Yeah, and then I would be making food and milking the cows.
yeah, making cake and stuff.
Literally.
That we couldn't eat because it was a good decation. We just set them up on pedestals.
Yeah, we would literally set them up. Brody'd be like, come home and be like, did you make me a cake?
Yeah. Freaking so fun.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, that game's awesome. And then, trying to think. I spent a lot of time on... another really old game is 7 Days to Die.
Oh yeah,
did you ever play that?
I played it with you a few times. Yeah,
that game was really really cool. That was another underrated game, but it was mostly because it was supposed to be for PC and they came out with it for console, and it was like super shitty graphics, super shitty glitchy gameplay, but like the concept I loved. I loved the survival. I loved the zombies, and it was like basically the gist of it was your crafting survival game and looting and scavenging for just loot and supplies and stuff, and then you can completely craft houses and stuff too and build things, and but there's like zombies. It's a like post-apocalyptic world, and then and you got like your hunger and your water and your thirst and then your health, but there's zombies on the loose, and then it's like every 7 days in game days there's like a mad swarm. It's like during a blood moon, and you'll like sound music goes off, scary music when it's about to start at midnight on the 7th day, and it's just like they all just like come in and swarm you, and and you got to have your fort built up so that way you can survive it. And
is that the one that's like where they're all creepy, where they'll like you'll run into them and they'll stare at you for a second, and then just like sprint away?
No, that's a newer game.
Which one
not
was
newer,
that?
but like
The Forest.
Yes.
Is that it? Oh
Yes.
god,
That
you told me
one-
about that and I got like chills when you were describing some of the zombies.
because you were saying that you were looking for a horror game too. I was going to bring this up, but it's a super realistic survival game, but now the new one's out, Sons of the Forest.
Oh, I remember you saying you and JJ were binging that for a while.
I've been wanting to play that, but it's not out on console
you didn't play
yet.
were you playing the original one then with him? Okay.
Yeah, it's not out on console. I've been waiting for that. I waited so freaking long. I've been watching the release date for that one. They pushed it back for like 2 years, like 4 separate times, and
Damn.
I'm just like, what the fuck? And then finally it comes out, and I'm like, yeah. And then I look, and it's only out for PC, and I'm like, how did I miss that?
When does it come out on?
They still don't have a date out for console.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm like pissed, but I'm like, because the first one is so good, the graphics, everything is so good, and it was still a low budget game, so I really have super high expectations for the second one because they got all that money now, because it did super well, and it was like really low budget, but like they did a fantastic freaking job. And yeah, they literally are like AI freaking bad guys, and they'll like watch you, and like you can go days in the game without seeing a single one, and like as soon as one sees you, they start bringing their friends, and
Yeah,
it's just
they like you said they like run away and then we'll come back
sometimes
with
you
more.
see them, they just like stand in the distance and watch you. Sometimes they don't even attack you, and sometimes when they'll run right up to your face and you turn around and try to swing at it, and then they'll back up and they'll just like
Dodge it.
taunt you.
Ew,
Yeah,
that's so creepy.
they're so weird. They're just cannibals. Yeah, it's like your stereotypical plane crash, and then you like wake up after the plane crash, start cracking your eyes open, and then you see something carrying your son away, and then you get up, and then like you're going through the plane wreckage and you're on this island, and then you realize the island's full of like cannibals and mutants, and
Ugh.
so you're trying to survive and also find your son.
Oh, that's so spooky and sad, though.
Yeah. It's super creepy, but such a good story and such a good game. Like, it's really well thought out, and it's like totally a horror survivor game. And I put off getting that game for the longest time because, like, I love survival games, but horror games,
oh no,
I'm not good with. Scary movies, I don't watch scary movies. My mind is like way too active to watch scary movies, and like that's why I put off buying this game, but I ended up loving it.
I like the psychological thrillers and like the suspenseful, but I hate the horror that's just like gory for no reason and just like unnecessary jump scares. And I feel like that's all like what horror stuff is today, where it like doesn't have a full storyline and it's just like random jump scares and random gory shit and whatever, just because that's what horror is today. And I feel like some of the older stuff, like I loved, like, I don't know, the stuff that's got like a cool storyline to it about a serial killer, like all this stuff, and it's like really just like psychological thriller type of thing is my favorite. Those are the ones I can
something that you can like get invested in and like wrap your mind around, but like, or makes you think. But like now I feel like and you can say that with any genre, I feel like, not even just like movies or video games. Like I feel like now it's starting to change. Like, but same with, I was going to say with music too, is like, I feel like you had the early 2000s, which was like good for everything, I feel like. And then you had like, I feel like after, I'd say probably, maybe. 2000, I'd say like 12 through like 17, 18 kind of was like, everything that came out just sucked. Yeah. Across the board, whether it was music, like, whether it was movies. It could have been movies too, video games, they all sucked. Yeah, shows. And then like now I feel like they're kind of getting creative again. Because I remember saying so many times back then, like, why isn't anything creative anymore? Everything's just like pumped out for money. Everything's just like super shitty, just like for the profits and stuff. But
yeah, I feel like it's not like fully there yet. I feel like I've seen so many people like talk about like all of the live action Disney stuff that's coming out. It's like Disney and like Universal don't really come out with anything creative nowadays.
That's true. Yeah,
and
they
it's
don't
just like
make anything new
remaking. Anymore. Yeah. So I mean, and then I feel like, again, I was gonna say, I was just having a conversation with my best friend and her mom about this, but how like every single show, there's so many great shows that are out right now. Like I love a lot of things that are out, but everything is on a writer's strike and they're getting pushed back for like 5 years. And me and Doug were just talking about Stranger Things because we loved Stranger Things.
Now they're going to be 35 years old playing teenagers.
Literally in this last season, was it season 4? Yeah, season 4. And it was great. I loved the season, but we were talking about Will's character and like he's supposed to be 13, a freshman in high school, and
he's got a beard. He's
got a beard. His voice is so deep, like he literally looks like he's like 25, and we're like, what?
And now they're on strike.
And there's things saying it's not going to come out. They haven't even started filming yet, and it's been 2 years since it came out. And they're not even supposed to have it released until like 2025 now. Yeah. So I was like, they're literally going to be like, oh my God, they're going to have awful.
Like, they're all going to have beards and mustaches.
Yeah, and they're going to look like they're in their 30s and they're going to be supposed to be playing 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds
with 5 o'clock shadows.
Yeah, it's like, Jesus. No, and it's going to just like ruin the whole thing because I won't be able to
They all have receding hairlines.
Yeah, seriously. No, Will's gonna still have like a full fucking beard and mustache, and they're gonna still keep his bowl cut on him. Everybody else got like an updated wardrobe and look through this last season, and then poor Will just got stuck with this shitty bowl cut.
Yeah, everybody developed except for Will. Yeah,
literally.
Yeah, that's true.
They all got new haircuts, they all got new styles, and they kept him the same.
Yeah, that's funny. I didn't.
Like, oh, poor guy.
Yeah, seriously. But another thing too, you reminded me was like. Back to not being creative. You're right about that, because like same with the music, but then and the movies where they're just remaking the the like live action versions or redoing movies, and it's like, why can't you do anything creative? But then like same with the video games, where like every video game that came out in the early 2000s, it seemed like around the 2015 mark, they were making like redos, like they're remastered. They were doing like everything remastered, whether it be like, what was it? They remastered the original Halo. Like
Halo,
every
they did
business.
Call of Duty. Which Call of Duty did they just recently remaster? One of the first ones.
I don't know. They did like they did Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I think they remastered a Black Ops 2.
Oh, did they?
A Black Ops, not Black Ops 2, but I think they did. But yeah, they did and then I think they just recently remastered Modern Warfare 2 also. And then they came out with a Modern Warfare that has nothing to do with any of the other Modern Warfare. It's
Really?
a whole new thing. And
I
it's
didn't
like,
even see that.
Why can't you guys come up with something new?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just freaking funny. And then they came out with the what was it? Vanguard, I think is it.
Oh,
but
yeah,
that one reused so many of it was basically a remastered version of World at War, Call of Duty 5, World at War.
Okay.
And it's like, come up with something new. Like, why can't you guys just like, it's just like pump things out for them dollars. It's like, how fast can we pump these things out? And I don't know. Nobody wants to create anything new, but we are starting to get some like movies and stuff. Like we did see, another thing too, for an example, is like, I know we already spent basically a whole podcast talking about the Avatar movie.
I don't even think I listened to that episode yet.
Yeah. But that one, Katie's
on a
freaking rampage over that movie.
So mad about
it. She was.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It was, so the problem was like the first one, it was like 17 years, I think they spent making that movie. It was absolutely fantastic, gorgeous, especially for the time that it came out, the special effects and everything. It was really, really well done, storyline and everything. And then the second one, what's the movie called? Avatar. The first one's about like they talk so in depth about the technology and that you're transporting your body to control this avatar. You're playing as an avatar, basically. Yes. The second movie has nothing to do with an avatar.
Yeah.
They're just magically the character now. Like that's
isn't it like something where
now.
like if they they die and they can use that like avatar character as their new body or something the one guy did?
The one bad guy, like the main bad guy from the last movie, supposedly they like before they killed him, which they never said in the first movie, before they killed him, they sent back his DNA to Earth or whatever so they could like lab generate an avatar character with his DNA or something like that, where like they never said that in the first one, and then like all of a sudden like he just like comes back, but it's not really him, but it is kind of him, and it's just like
it's weird.
It's so weird. It's called Avatar, and nobody was an avatar. They were either those blue characters or they were humans, and there was nothing to do with like avatar body switching anymore.
Yeah, I was also curious because of that one guy, I don't even remember his name, with the longer hair, and he like was just there with all of them, but he wasn't an avatar.
Oh yeah, Spider or something.
Yeah, Spider.
yeah. And his character wasn't bad, but like, and I get it. I kind of get like his character was probably like one of the least bad ones, but like he was also like, I don't know why he was thrown in, but the ending, and also like the way that like the one main girl like tried to freaking kill him, and then like he just like is like mom afterwards, and it's just like what the fuck is going on with this movie? Like they were all so like switchy. They were so like back and forth with each other.
Yeah, like the whole time with that spider guy, I was like, choose a fucking side.
Yeah. And then he like goes to kill his like dad that's not really his dad. And then all of a sudden saves him. Yeah. And then he's just like, you saved me, son. And then he's just like and runs off, and it's just
Yeah,
why
I
did
was
you
like,
just do that? If you it's so confusing.
I was dying over them hissing.
Yeah.
I thought it was the funniest thing. I was like, Jesus.
Well, and I understand the hissing too, because they did it in the first
hilarious.
one, but they way overdid it in the second one.
Oh, did they do it in the first one? I haven't seen it in so long. I didn't rewatch it before we watched this.
We watched the first one first.
Okay.
We rewatched the first one to go into the second one, but like, they had so many different problems in the second one, and I'm like, this could be a really killer movie if they tie all this together, or it could be the shittiest movie ever. It's funny how important the ending is, because like, you could have a movie where it's just like a bunch of like all these problems and so much action going on all throughout the middle, and then like it ends, and the movie sucks. But like, if they have the same thing, all these problems, and they tie it into a great ending, it's a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's funny how important the ending is, where they didn't end it well. They didn't wrap it up. They didn't tie it together nicely.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's
Yeah, no, I get it. I know people going on a rant on that movie again. No, I feel like, again, me and Doug were just talking about this. The show, The 100, I don't think you've watched it. I know Katie watched the first, like, couple seasons of it, she said, but never finished it. But
what's it about?
It's kind of hard to explain. So pretty much it's like something happens where Earth becomes, like, inhabitable, and they create this giant space station and, like, bring everybody up into space. And they're living up in, like, there's, like, a bunch of space stations that are, like, connected together. And so, like, everybody's just, all the humans are just living on this space station. And it's, like, however many years later, I don't even remember how many years later it was. And they took, like, the juvenile kids that had done whatever wrong on the space station. They used them as, like, the guinea pigs. So they took 100 kids and sent them down to Earth to see if it was habitable yet.
Jeez.
So, yeah. And they were all under 18, so it was literally kids. And so they send them down, and then it's pretty much just these kids' survival story down on Earth.
Huh.
And
Wait, what's it called?
The 100.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool, actually.
It's really great. It's probably one of my favorite shows that we've ever watched, and there's like 9 seasons of it, and I did not lose interest at all through those 9 seasons. Doug said by like season like 7 he kind of like lost it, but then they tied things back together, and he like totally, like, they had this weird storyline that kind of went off to the side, but then once they like cut that little side storyline off and brought it back all together, it was really great. But then in like the last season, a bunch of things were happening, and you were like, oh fuck, we were both just like, this is gonna be a really shitty ending, and we were so bummed about it. And then the last, like, and I was like, how is there only 2 episodes left? Like, there's so much that needs to be explained. And then in those last 2 episodes, they explained everything so great, tied it all together with a great ending. And I was just, like, baffled at the end. I was like, how? Like, they went on so many different side things, and we are like, how are they going to pull this together? And it was great. I loved it.
Dang.
So, highly recommend that show. I mean, I loved it. I know Katie kind of fell off of it for a minute when she...
Oh, dang. I didn't realize she was watching that.
I talked to her about it when me and Doug watched it. So, I think she only watched up to, like, season 2.
Okay.
So she didn't watch a ton of it.
Yeah.
But
it's like The Walking Dead. You got the whole family involved in that.
Yeah, I got everybody into that show. I loved like the first season, so I like came home one day and I was like, guys, we need to watch this. And we
I don't know your opinion on like the whole series itself, but like we got really into it, and then like we got really because you drug us in there before it got like really
Popular,
big, before like the whole Negan thing and before the whole like
season 2 or 3 we got back into it, and we watched it every Sunday. We would sit down and watch the shows.
Yeah, and then like it started to get a little repetitive where it was just like you got the whole season is spent building up the next big boss right before they kill him, and then or do whatever.
They find a new town, and then they
new,
make this civilization, and then the zombies attack, and then a new bad guy comes in, and then like we lose a couple good characters, and it's just like over and over and over
repetitive again. And then the Negan thing was a little bit different, where I kind of liked that. I was like, oh, like it was brutal, like that whole thing, like
oh god,
that was so
like,
sad, but it was brutal. Yeah, I was like, another thing that like. The last thing that I was expecting when I was watching it, sorry, spoiler alerts all over this.
Skip if you need to.
But like, it's been out freaking so long now that it doesn't really matter.
If you're going to watch it, you have. If you haven't.
Yeah, exactly. But like, I remember watching at Alex's house, actually. I was like, we got to watch it. I'm not home, and I know the family's watching. We got to watch this. So we put it on, and then It was the episode where Carl's got his eye shot out.
Okay.
And I'm just like, that happened, and it happened, or like the kid shot.
Yeah.
Like I barely remember.
Yeah,
but it was like
same.
the other kid that was like questionable, like pulled the trigger, and like Rick was standing there and was like, okay, I'm not shot and everybody's okay. And then Carl was like, Dad? And then the camera like panned to him and he was missing an eye. And I was like, oh fuck, that was like the biggest like shock for me at least, because I was not expecting. I know you got all the comics, and like I went back I looked through your comics to see if that was in the comic, and it is.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, it was.
I never finished all the comics. I finished like the first volume of it, and then
that's how you know how much of a diehard she is. She's got the comics.
I do have all the comics,
and you got autographs from Carl.
I do.
What's his name again in real life?
Oh my God.
Chandler Riggs.
Yeah, so it's like drawing a blank, caught on the spot.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh my God, I had the fattest crush on him when I was little. I was like, he's so cute.
Yeah, because it was the photo of him sitting on the roof with the pudding.
With the pudding can, yeah. And then my mom got that signed for me for my birthday one year. And
so
it said
cool.
like to Stefie from Chandler Riggs. And I was like, ah.
And he's got the absolute shittiest handwriting.
Oh,
And
literally.
you're just like, I love it. Stop making fun of it.
I did. I was so mad at you guys. Oh my God.
So cool. Yeah.
But yeah, and then me and my mom actually took a road trip down to like through Georgia. And do you remember we went to all of the filming places and we went to the Walking Dead like museum?
Yeah. Oh my God. You and Mom did some fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we're going to switch up some topics here. There is a band that is so fucking cool. So you're gonna know as soon as I say this, but like there's this Irish band. It's freaking so awesome. Their music is so good.
Do you still listen to any of their stuff?
I do from time
really?
to time.
I haven't listened to it in so long because I don't think they're on Spotify. Every once in a while I get like a craving.
So good. They're so good. It's talent. It's like real talent, like unlike most music nowadays. And it's like really like not traditional, because they got like
it's pretty traditional because they use like the Irish flutes
with a modern twist to it.
Yeah,
like
for
updated,
sure.
Like what they sing about and stuff is like kind of more modern, but like they got like a traditional flair.
Yeah, and usually when they do performances, they have like real like authentic Irish dancers there doing like whatever.
But it's funny. A lot of their songs are really humorous. Like they joke in the song, and it's like so freaking good. And they're acting, and because you got the DVDs of it too, and you got to meet all those guys too on it because you went on a cruise.
Yeah, me and my mom and grandma. If anybody's wondering, the band's called Celtic Thunder.
Yep.
But
we're just talking about this band and never
so long
saying
ago. I know, I was waiting for you to say it and you didn't. But yeah, me, mom, and my grandma, we all went on. It was in 2013, so a while back, and we went on a cruise, and it was sponsored like by the band, so the entire band was on there. There was a bunch of they did shows like each night, and then it was so funny. There was this one guy in the band that I also had a huge crush on.
And you know what's funny too is he looks a lot like Carl, like Chandler Riggs.
Oh my God, yeah.
They look like the same person.
Kind of. But
just like a young, boyish face with brunette short hair. Well, actually, Carl is long hair.
Longer in the show, but whatever. But yeah, so we were on the ship, and we had this like formal night. So you like got all dressed up, super fancy. I was so stoked because I got this cute little dress, and I was like, I'm gonna look so great. Got all dressed up, did my makeup, whatever. And we went out, and it was like a fancy dinner, and then they did a show and whatever. And then me and my mom and my grandma all went back to like our room for not like the night. We were like early, and I was like, okay, like I don't know if I want to just like hang out for the rest of the night and like or go out. And I changed into my pajamas out of all of my cute outfit and everything, and there's this other girl, and she went by Sprite. And
I forgot you made a little best friend.
Yeah, so we were really good friends on the ship, and we kind of ran around, and she like messaged me, and she's like, hey, you want to go just like up onto like the main deck and just kind of hang out there? And we went, and like they still had drinks and stuff out later at night, and like snacks and whatever, so we went and grabbed some stuff and just like hung out on the deck. But as we were going on the elevator, we got to the floor that we were going to. Elevator opens, and the guy from the band is standing right in front of me, and I was like just like hyperventilating. So cool. And I was like, can I please take a picture with you? It's so awkward. I'm in my fucking pajamas. I took my makeup off. My hair is up in a ponytail. I looked like garbage. And I was so mad. And I have this picture with him, and I'm literally in my pajamas. And he's all dressed up still in like his tux from the show. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so mad.
That's so funny.
I was also 13 at this time, and this guy was like probably 30.
Yeah.
And I was like, I missed my shot there if I was still
Do you
dressed
remember
up. Like,
who it was?
that one is not the one that you were thinking of,
Okay.
because Damien was the one that I
Yes.
had a crush on for a while.
Yep.
So this one was Colum, was his name.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you remember him?
He was Colin was Damien's replacement, right? After
Yes.
Damien did his solo thing. Mm-hmm. Huh. How long was that cruise?
5 days, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was a while. It was super cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was really neat. And then we got to, we like ran into them multiple times on the ship, and then there was a mini golf course on the ship, and we
cool.
went mini golfing with one of the guys.
That's awesome.
George, the bald guy that ended up passing away a few years afterwards, because I think it was like a heart problem or had a heart attack or something, if I remember.
Really? I thought it was cancer. But
I don't remember now, but it was a while back, because it was like 2 years after we went on the cruise that he passed away.
That's
but
so
I have
sad.
pictures, and we went mini golfing with him the whole time. He was so kind.
He was really, he was really
great.
good too.
He was, and he was just such a sweetheart in person too. And yeah, there was just a bunch of cool little things that we did with them on that. It was really awesome.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, it was you, Mom, and Grandma, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just the three of you, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's so cool, a little girls' cruise.
Yeah, we had so much fun. It was really awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, and then you, after high school, you wanted to travel before you figured out what you wanted to do with your life, right?
I knew what I was doing. I knew I wanted to go to beauty school, but I wanted to do some kind of trip in between that, because I guess it was like an average summertime. So I graduated high school in like May, and then I started beauty school in August. And between that summer, I wanted to do some traveling for sure, because I was like, all right, I know I'm going to start my career. Like, I know that this is going to be like a big thing. It's not just like go to college and like I'm still going to have summers. Like, I'm starting my career. So I knew I wanted to do some sort of big trip, and I knew I wanted it to be a road trip. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go. I kind of had some like a Pinterest board of like some ideas, places around the US that I wanted to go to. And me and my mom have always been super close, so I kind of talked to her about it, and I was like, I think I want to go here, and I was just going to do a solo road trip, just like a get to know myself type of whatever.
That would have been really cool. I was worried when you said
Mom
that.
was too, and I was only 18 at the time, so everybody was like, and I told Dad about it, and he was like, there's no fucking way that you're doing that. Like, he's like, absolutely not. And
well, because it wasn't like a next state over thing. It was a long, like, how long was that? Multiple months. Right?
No, so we took 3 weeks.
Oh.
It was 3 weeks.
I remember it being way longer. So.
No. I wish it was multiple months. No, so it was about a month, but still a long time to just like be off. I think I wanted to go. Maybe it was
just because I missed you so much.
Probably.
Felt like forever.
I think I wanted to go longer, but just financially I couldn't take that much time. But so when I told my mom and I started planning it got closer to like the time I was going to leave, my mom was like, fuck it, and quit her job, and she came with me. Yeah. She said, I'm coming with.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think she needed that too.
Yeah.
You both needed
Oh my gosh. And me and my mom, I was not upset about it all. Like, I liked the idea of a solo trip, but like now looking back on it, I'm like, I don't think I would have mentally been able to like be by myself for that long. Like, it would have been hard. And having my mom there, it was just like, it was awesome, because
so cool.
I absolutely adore her, and she was just like having that like time together, like bonding moment. It was awesome. Like, we did not argue. Like, okay, one time I got mad at her, but that was like the very end of our trip, like the last like 3 days. I was like, I don't even know, just cranky and whatever. And we were in the car a lot. We like slept in truck stops in my car, and it was we barely had any plans for the entire trip. It was kind of just like drive down the highway, see what road signs looked cool. We'd see like a rocks and mineral store in this exit.
Do you know how many miles? Yeah, that's awesome. You know how many miles you drove or traveled?
Oh shit! I have an app that showed me my entire trip, and I want to say it was almost over 6,000 miles the entire trip.
I believe it. You basically did starting up north, drove a whole loop down California and all the way back.
Yeah.
Did you go?
So it pretty much, I don't know, most of the listeners probably know we're like near Chicago area now. Yep. We drove up to Oregon first, and that was, I think, 32 hours for that original drive from like Chicago area all the way up to Oregon. Yep. We went all the way to the ocean, so complete west side. And that was like 32 hours long. We went down the coast of California all the way down to Arizona, Utah. Then we went back up to Colorado, and then came back.
Oh, I didn't know you shot back up.
We shot back up to Colorado, and then we went back home.
Damn.
Yeah, so we went through, I don't remember the town names. We drove through Portland, Oregon, and we went over to I can't remember what the name of the beach was. I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But
let's actually take a quick pause. We can like maybe pull up some old photos and stuff and figure that out. But I want to take a pause because I want to figure out our dinner situation.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So we can think about that. We'll be right back and we'll have the details.
Okay.
Stay tuned. All right, we are back.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you got your stats on the trip?
My stats. Okay. So I was able to re-download the old app, the Road Trippers app that I had. So our exact mileage that we went on that trip, other than like little, that was just from destination that I have on these, not including like little side stuff either,
dang.
but just from each destination that I have, a set one was 6,095 miles.
Dang. And you were going to places all the time because you were talking to like locals and they were like, you got to zip over to this beach.
Yeah. So we went off on different things. We did not stay on this entire itinerary that we made at all.
Yeah. So you want to just walk us through the trip, like stop by stop, but you don't have, you can kind of like skim through it because I know there's a lot, but like just give us a general sense of how this trip was.
So, okay. So our first stop that I'm totally going to pronounce this wrong because I have no idea how it's pronounced, but was in Oregon. So it was Cascade Locks, and it's spelled Oneonta Gorge. Oneta? I don't know, gorge, something like that.
Okay.
But so we went there and it looked super cool online. We were so stoked to go see this. It was supposed to be like all the waterfalls and stuff, and it was this hiking trail. And the entire place was flooded when we went there.
Oh, dang.
So we could not do that. So we had to go somewhere else. And then Multnomah Falls was the next one that we went to. And we were actually able to do that one, which was really cool. But it was, again, really rainy at the time that we went. And we didn't stay out super long because it was kind of shitty weather and whatever. But so then after that, Cannon Beach was the one that I was trying to think of.
Okay.
When I was saying that we went over to the beach there. And that was one of our favorite stops because that's where there was like a bunch of... what are those called?
Seashells.
No, but yes, I did find a little what are those? I can't think of words right now. Those little seashells.
$sand?
Yes, sand dollars.
Oh, cool.
So I found one of those there, and I was really sad because I put it in my cup holder, and then I set my metal cup on it and shattered the entire thing.
Oh no!
But, there was like the tide pools. That's what they're called.
Oh,
and
that's
so I saw
awesome.
my first real live in the wild starfish that day.
Oh,
it was
that's
super
so
awesome.
cool. Did you pick it up?
No, I
you
tried.
touch it?
I did touch it. I
Oh,
tried
cool.
to pick it up, but it was really stuck to the rock. So
People that are like that live on the coast or near oceans are probably just like
stupid
losers.
idiot.
Yeah, us like Illinois people living in cornfields.
Yeah,
are like,
literally, we're
so
like,
cool,
wow!
starfish.
Like me and Mom felt so stupid so many times on this because there was washed up jellyfish on the beach too.
Oh, really?
And we were like, I literally walked up and poked it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What's this?" And the guy was like, "I wouldn't touch those. Those are jellyfish." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
Yeah, I've seen washed up jellyfish when we'd go to Florida.
Yeah.
Dad's friend Dane, Palm Coast, Florida. Yeah, it's beautiful down there too.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's washed up jellyfish on the beach.
Yeah, I'd never seen that before. And then there was those weird little like anemone things there
the
too.
Spiky dudes.
Yeah, and of course I touched it and it like shocked me almost.
Are you
too.
serious?
Yeah, they're like almost electrocutey. It's
Oh
weird.
fuck! I thought they were like poisonous.
No, I don't know. I thought it looked cool and squishy, so of course that's just how I am. I touch everything that I see, and so I touched it and I like pulled my finger back and I was like, "What the
Dang.
fuck?" I don't know if it was like a prick or like a shock.
Did you pee on your finger?
No,
Isn't that what you're supposed to do?
that's with jellyfish.
Oh. Oh shit!
But anyway, and then
I
I
would have
told
died.
I was trying to tell Mom to touch it. She was like, "No, not after you did that." But so yeah, then we did that.
She wasn't even worried about the actual jellyfish. She was just like, "Ew, not after you touched it. You got germs.
Yeah, literally. She was like, "No."
You haven't washed your hands since we left."
Oh my god. But yeah, so then we ended up going. We're gonna go to I don't know. It was this place in California. We went down to California after we did Cannon Beach, and we like there was like construction somewhere on like the Pacific Coast highway there that was like right on the. Like, we took the whole thing down. It was so cool.
That's awesome.
And we found this tiny little like bar restaurant place, and it had like a little outdoor patio that looked out over the ocean. And
Oh, cool.
we stopped there for food, and that's where we talked to a bunch of locals, and we're like, "Oh yeah, we're not from here. Like, what's cool in the area?" And they told us to go to this place called Pismo Beach, and that was like totally off our itinerary. So, and it wasn't super far, so we ended up like going over that way. Excuse me, and we stayed there for like 3 nights because we loved it. It was this tiny, cute little beach. It was literally like a few restaurants there, the one like main beach, and then like the hotel room that we stayed in. There was like nothing else in the area.
That's
It was
awesome.
like there was this there was more tide pools at the beach there that we kept walking through, and they had like a little swing set there, so my mom just sat on the beach for like days there. It was super fun.
Awesome. Didn't you go to like a pink sand beach too?
We went to a rock sand, or like a rock beach. It was like crystal stuff. Like, so, like when we were like, mom has a picture of me just like sitting on the beach, just like
I remember you guys
freaking
went to
knuckles deep into the sand here. And I was just like digging through because there was like, we found like quartz and stuff on the beach there.
Awesome.
And a lot of people said that they found like rubies or something on the beach there. Or I don't even remember exactly what they said they were finding.
That's
but
awesome.
there was a bunch of cool crystals and stuff that they said washed up on that beach for some reason. I had so much fun just looking through all the rocks.
Volcanic activity. Probably.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it pushes out all those gemstones from the depths of the earth.
Oh, I don't remember if I told this was my embarrassing story when we talked. I don't remember which episode that was that we talked embarrassing
Your last
stories.
one, I think.
Was that the last one we did?
Yep.
Okay, so then we ended up going to the La Jolla Sea Caves and we kayaked through that, and we got to see again in real life sea lions that were
just like squinting or like pinching your fingers. Sea lions.
Sea lions. Real life sea lions, and they were just sitting up on the caves, and then we had to literally like lay backwards or like tuck down forwards onto our kayaks so that we didn't hit our heads going under the sea caves because we had to like dip down to get into the caves. But I don't.
So you paddled out there.
Yes.
How far was that paddle?
It wasn't very far because it was just off, like, it was maybe a half a mile, 3/4 of a mile.
Okay, and just before you tell the story, too, it's not like it's your first time paddling, because, like,
No.
with Grandpa and stuff, like, we have much experience with paddling.
Yeah, we kayak all the time. And so I don't even know what happened, if it was just because it was very wavy that day, and I got so seasick out there.
That's one thing that I've never done it on the ocean, so that could be different.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking it was, because I didn't know what else it could, because we've kayaked on Lake Geneva or like
rivers and lakes.
Yeah, just all the time, and it's been really rocky, like waves out that way too, and that's never bothered me. So I don't know, being on the ocean, it like got me really sick, and I was like, before we even went into the caves, me and my mom were sitting next to each other, and I was like, Mom, like, I'm gonna throw up. And she was like, can you hold it in? Because I really want to go into these caves. She's like, we cannot miss out on these caves. We literally paid to see these caves. And I was like, okay, we'll make it work. And then I just like leaned over the side of my kayak and I was like, in front of this entire tour group. So there was probably like 10 to 12 people in this, and then our tour guides too. And people are like looking back at me, and I was like, I'm fine.
Oh God. So it was one of those things where you just like lean over the side slightly and you just have like one of those cough pukes where you just like left your jaw open and you're just like, it just like comes out and it's just like dribbling down your chin and everybody's looking at you and you're just like looking right back at them with like sleepy looking eyes with your puke drooling off your chin.
Not
you
quite that disgusting.
Picture exactly what I was saying.
But yeah, close to. And God, and I'm just like wearing like a swimsuit with a life vest over, so I didn't have like a sweater sleeve that I could like wipe my
So you dunk your face in the salt water?
No, I didn't, but I was just like, I literally like wiped it off with my hands and like stuck my fingies in the water to just like on the other side to like whatever. And then Mom was like, are you good to go in the caves now? And I was like, yes.
Oh God! Did any sharks come up and munch that chum?
Gross, probably. But so we go into the caves, and I was like, cool for a second, and then I throw up one more time, and then
oh God!
And then
I flowed up.
I flowed up, and so then we get out of the caves, and the rest of the people, we went in like first so that we could get in, get out, and I could go back and like leave the rest of the tour early. So one of the tour guides starts like bringing us back to paddle. And we start getting up close to the beach part, and all of a sudden, a fucking massive wave clips the back of my kayak and flips me over.
Oh, no.
And I'm just, like, underwater, thought I was drowning because my little feeties were stuck in the kayak, and I was just like, fuck. And I slipped out, and I stood up in, like, it was pretty shallow. It was maybe, like, hip deep at this point.
I was gonna ask how deep.
Pretty shallow, so I was able to stand easily. Stand back up, and a wave like hit my kayak, and my kayak rolled and smacked me in the back of the head as I was standing up out of the water. And I was just like sobbing at this point. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was so pissed, and like I was just like angry crying. And I just, like, kicked my kayak up and, like, pushed it up to the beach. And I was just, like, so pissed at this point. I was like, all these people just watched me throw up. I just got smacked in the back of my head in my kayak. And I get up onto the beach. There's so many nice people. They're like, are you okay? Are you fine? I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And I just walked away. Sorry,
the Mother Ocean's just like, what's that? You just puked on me? Oh, hell no.
Backhands me with my kayak. Yeah, so I was so mean to those poor people that were just checking in on me because I was so angry.
You just start
so
bleeding and the sharks start swarming.
I would literally, and I was like, I'm fine. Just like waddled up, and I was like, just so pissed at that time. And I was like, whatever. I was like, I want to leave. And Mom was like, okay. And then she's just sitting in the car looking through the picture of the sea lions, like, they were so cute. And I was like, shut the fuck up. No, I didn't do that. I love my mom. But yeah, so we ended up leaving that and doing whatever. That was super fun. And then I'm checking my old itinerary. Oh, we went to the Grand Canyon after that. So we ended up leaving California, and then we went down to Grand Canyon. That was when me and Mom, like, okay, so no, I wasn't actually at the Grand Canyon. We went there, and it was just quick. Like, we, like, looked at it, and we were like, that's pretty. Took some pictures, and then left. It was, like, we were there for,
pretty
like...
straightforward.
Yeah. And then we hiked Arches. So we went to Arches National Park in Utah after that. And we, like... I guess, like, at like one of the peaks up there, one of the top parts of, like, one of the hiking trails, it's supposed to be really great for stargazing. So that's really why I wanted to do that. I was like, it's supposed to be super awesome, like, super bright, where you could, like, see just, like, all the stars.
Hold those stars.
Yeah. So I was, like, so excited for that. And we got there around, like, noon or something. It was like middle of the day. It was like 107 degrees out that day.
And you're like, what the fuck is this shit? I don't even see a single star. I see one star. No, it's too bright.
No, so we walked out on this trail for a little bit, and then we were like, all right, we'll go like grab lunch and hang out and just like around the town, and then we'll wait for it to get dark and go up. But we had to try and stall for like 9 to 10 hours to get it to be dark out. So there was like this little museum and like park area. So we went into the museum, and we were talking to one of the park rangers there, and he was like, oh yeah, you should probably wear some like long pants and boots, because once you get out there at night, that's when the scorpions and the rattlesnakes start coming out. And me and Mom were like, are you fucking kidding me? So I'm supposed to be like wearing long pants, boots, it's 107 degrees, and be watching out for fucking rattlesnakes and scorpions.
Oh my God.
Hell no. So we ended up packing up and leaving like immediately.
Oh jeez, are you serious?
We didn't hike it, and I regret it to this day.
Dang. Yeah, because the rattlesnakes and scorpions are like, yes, look at the stars.
Yeah.
Look up. So you don't see us.
No, I was like so mad about that, because everybody was also like, yeah, they won't really bother you unless you like fuck with them.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn it, we should have just done that hike. And there's probably going to be other people. So if there's like a group of people up there, like they'll probably leave us alone. But I was too freaked out by that, so I didn't go, and I was mad about that. But then after that was when we just went straight up to Colorado. We went to, I think it was in Colorado Springs. There was just a cute little town with some shops and like whatever. And then there was like these cliff dwellings that you could like go into the cliffside and like walk through, and it was super cool. And that was the day that I was like, I don't even remember what Mom did. That like I was just
you're pissed.
over her at some point, and something happened.
Yeah.
And I was just so angry, and I wasn't feeling great that day with like the heat, and just like didn't feel great, and I was starting to get a little homesick at that point.
Yep.
And I was just so mad at Mom for some reason. I feel so bad. It's just everything she said, and I was like, seriously? It's like, why do you have to be like this? She was like, sorry, sweetie.
Yeah, Mom's the sweetest lady. She's like, I'm so sorry.
She's like, I'm so sorry I upset you. And I was like, shut the fuck up. No.
Everybody's just like watching the daughter carry the mom out, like, you're so embarrassing.
No, but everybody was probably like, God, this daughter's a bitch. But Mom was still like sweet enough and taking cute pictures of me, like as I was walking through the cliff dwellings, like yelling at her.
Yeah, yelling at her grumpy, sad, pouting face, and you got your arms crossed.
Yeah, literally, and she still took
like,
pictures.
Looking great, sweetie.
Yeah, pretty much. But yes, we finished that up, and we pretty much headed home after that. But.
Nice. Pretty much a straight shot from there.
Yeah. There was nothing, because we went through,
probably
like,
done.
We were done. We like went through like Nebraska and like literally just like nothing. Sorry if anybody lives in Nebraska, but yeah, there was just really nothing going on in the rest of the drive home, and we were just over it and just went home. And
Yeah, that's so freaking cool.
But it was a really cool trip.
Great experience. Just getting out, seeing new things. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Especially those tide pools.
Yeah, it was super awesome. That was like the one thing that I remember the most and loved the most.
That's
from
awesome.
That.
Do you ever get like fixated on words? Like I remember growing up, like I was obsessed with the word tide pool. I don't know why.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was such a cool sounding word.
Yeah. I mean, that wasn't, I feel like I now so get hooked on like little trend things or like say, I don't know, just stupid slang terms
Sayings
and whatever.
stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. Well, that's freaking awesome. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah.
My
I never,
pleasure.
I mean, we traveled for motocross and we traveled a lot with the family. We took a lot of vacations. We went to Disney World twice, which was cool.
Yeah.
Got to see Mount Rushmore, went out there to Wyoming, and it was beautiful too. Devil's Tower.
That was cool.
That was
I loved
awesome. Crazy Horse. That was cool. And I don't even think it's finished yet. It's still being built.
Yeah, I think so.
I think there's like some political shit going on, and they never
Probably.
got to finish that. But like, yeah, they were like just starting that when we got to see it. It was like just the face was carved.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't. It could still be that way. I don't even.
I have no idea.
I have no idea either.
I haven't looked it up at all lately.
Yeah, but other than that, I don't think I've like really traveled other than like dirt bike races. I mean, we went everywhere: Michigan, Texas, Florida. Like we'd go everywhere like that. But I don't remember like recreational vacations.
Yeah. And you like, I mean, other than like occasionally just going to Florida and seeing Dane and stuff, like we said earlier. But, you know, that was really just
I thought on that trip where you guys drove, I thought you went and stopped and saw Dane.
No, we didn't.
What trip was it where you guys stopped and saw Dane? Because I know you were like in a trip. I thought you like...
We weren't in a trip. We made a trip, and I was like, for Mother's Day, I like planned everything for like me and her to take a vacation. I called her work and like got her off of work for that week, and so we went down and stayed with Dane for a few like days, and then during that trip, we ended up doing all of the like Walking Dead like filming location stuff because that was up through Georgia.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
So we did all of that, and we like made some little side trips out of going down to see Dane.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Mom are like best friends. You guys did so many of those little trips.
Yeah, she's my travel bud.
Yeah, and because then you did the Peru trip too.
Yeah, that one was awesome.
That was your most recent one, right?
Yeah, we haven't done anything for a while because that we did in like September of 2019.
Okay, yeah, so it's been a while.
Right before like COVID and everything hit, and then we just like haven't really.
How long was that trip?
2 weeks. We were there for 2 weeks. 12 days actually. So it was.
What was the peak of that trip? What was the coolest thing?
Machu Picchu, hands down.
Okay.
Hiking Machu Picchu was literally like, I can't even explain it. I know people like say it's like breathtaking. It's so cool.
Yeah, is that a mountain or what is that?
That's the like ruins that's there.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
But I think it's Incan ruins, but
okay.
I might be wrong on that. I don't remember for sure.
What was it like when you got there? Because I know you said you struggled with breathing.
Yeah, I got altitude sickness so bad the second day maybe. I think the first day
Do you remember
got there late.
What the elevation was?
I don't remember what the elevation was, but I just like the second day we got there, we were like, and our hotel that we were in was like stuck into the side of this cliff, and there was no elevators in it, so, and we were on the third floor.
Oh dang!
So we had
weren't the locals like warning you too about when you first got there, like take it easy?
Yeah, everybody was like
you think you're gonna be good, but you're not.
Yeah, they were like, for the first like 24 hours you can be like, oh, this is fine, but then after a little bit, like they were like, don't overdo yourself, like don't walk around too much because you're gonna feel like shit.
Yeah.
So we did, of course, overdo ourselves.
Yeah.
So the first day we got there, I think we got there around like 11 or 12, and we put our like bags up, and we're like, we still have half a day to like go out and do whatever, so like I don't want to sit here for the whole time and just hang out in our hotel. So we hiked like down all the way down this mountain that our hotel was on into the main plaza, and there was a bunch of like little vendors there and just like little shops. Cool. It was a bunch of cool stuff, and then they had this massive water fountain in the middle of the place. It was really pretty.
Yeah.
And so we like walked around and like did all that, and then like each night they did some sort of little fest or something in the plaza. So that first night they had like a bunch of dancers, like just whatever, singing, dancing, music going. It was
native
really
stuff. That's cool.
So then we went back up, and that next morning I woke up just feeling like garbage.
And you float up all over the side of your kayak.
No. Incorrect. I don't think I ever threw up. Like, I felt, like, nauseous, like I was going to throw up. Sorry, I'm trying to readjust. I felt nauseous, like I was gonna throw up, but I don't think I ever actually did, and I just felt like dizzy. Like, anytime I stood up out of bed, I just felt really lightheaded the entire time, because I was like, I would sit down, I would lay in the bed, we like watch TV for a little bit, and I was like, okay, I think I'm doing fine, and then I'd get up and we'd walk like to the door of our hotel room, and I'd be like, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And luckily we went to our doctor beforehand, and he gave us like a medication for altitude sickness that we brought with, and we were supposed to take it like 12 hours before we got there, and we forgot to. So I took it while we were there, and I ended up feeling fine like the next morning after that.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that I was worried about that. So when I planned everything for the trip, I made sure the first like 4 days I didn't plan any scheduled tours for us, because I was like, just in case, like we give us time to settle in, all of that. So like the first tour we did, it was a bus tour around like all over the area, and like the local like small ruins and stuff in the area. It was super cool. They brought us to some little like vineyard nearby, and like it was super cute, and just like a really good like starting tour to like get us kind of, because we definitely did not get as active as we should have before we went on the trip. The whole time we were like, we should have worked out more before we went on this. But so we it was a really good like just starting point for all of that. And then we took like a few days off. We did some like museums and stuff. They had a chocolate museum there where they like showed you how they made like chocolate from like little cocoa pods and stuff. And it was literally the best chocolate I've ever had in my life.
Dang.
It was so good.
That's awesome. Is this the same trip where those guys just like came out of the jungle and were like, hey, little girl,
no, that was on the cruise in Jamaica. That was
the Celtic Thunder cruise.
That was the Celtic Thunder cruise.
You gotta just tell that story quick.
Because now everybody's gonna be like, what the fuck? Okay, so I don't know how me and Mom didn't die. So we had to stop in Jamaica on the cruise, and my grandma was not like, she had some like joint problems, knee problems, whatever, or hip or whatever it was, so she couldn't do this, and me and Mom went zip lining like through the jungle in Jamaica.
So cool.
And so when you got to like the end of like the zip lining tour, you took these like little Jamaican like bobsled thingies on the tracks, and you took them back down to
because they're famous for their bobsledding.
So we took these like bobsled things like back, so I think everybody was like supposed to hike back like down the mountain or whatever to get back to the boat, and our tour guides were like super silly, and like they were so great. I feel like we vibed with them so hard, and like I was cracking jokes, and like I don't know, we were just having a great time. Everybody else in our tour was kind of lame, and we were just having a good time.
Stuck up American tourists.
For real. Snobby fuckers. So no, me and Mom were just having a fucking blast, and at the end of like the last zip line thing that we went on, our tour guides like waddled up. They were like, okay, everybody can like go down that way, and like it'll bring you back to like the main spot. And they kind of like went like into the woods, and then like came back around like where me and Mom were standing in the back of the group. They like popped out, and they were like, psst, come with us. And we were like, me and Mom looked at each other like, are we about to get murdered? And we were like, fuck it, like YOLO.
Oh god. Okay.
So, and they're these like massive like African American like bulky jacked guys. And we're like, okay, and just go running into the woods with these fucking massive guys. And one guy took Mom, the other guy took me, and they were like, hop in here. And like we hopped into these bobsled things with us, and they were like controlling the gears, and we just flew down this mountain with them. And they just like took us all the way down, and they were like literally just telling us like, you guys were so much fun, like we want to take you on like a little excursion.
So cool. Yeah.
So they just brought us down this whole thing, and it was so fast, it was so scary, it was like gonna shit my pants. And they were so nice though.
Yeah.
They were the sweetest guys ever.
That's
it was
so
hilarious that me and Mom just did that, and we went back and told Grandma, and she's like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm surprised you guys are here to tell this story.
Yeah, Grandma just
literally. But yeah, that was so fun.
So you get down to the end of the bobsledding thing, and you just finally come to a stop, and the guy's like, so what'd you think? And you just go, Just puke all over.
Okay, I'm never gonna live that down now.
Float up all over the side of the bobsled.
Oh my god, I would literally cry.
Just completely expressionless. He's just like, what'd you think?
Just projectile
Yeah,
vomits on him.
Your lips don't even move, it just comes out.
Oh my god. No!
Oh, fuck yeah. Well, thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, we kind of cut back. So, any more highlights of the Peru trip? What else did you see?
Okay, this is a weird one, and I didn't bring myself to do it, but I, like, wanted to, but I was, like, scared once I saw it, but apparently it's really common to eat guinea pig there, and we were, like, on one of our tours, and they literally had skewers of just full guinea pigs, just roasting on these little fires there, and then the tour guide was like, oh, yeah, it's better if you get them at, like, this place than the guys that are just, like, grilling them on the side of the road, and we were like,
yeah.
Okay.
That's so weird.
And I wanted to try it, but after looking at it, I was like, I don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
But I, like, went in, like, fully being like, I want to, like, take in all of the culture and everything, and
it's weird, but it's actually kind of cool because you don't see that in America. Like, you don't see like people just cooking on the side of the street. Like,
like it was neat.
Unless it's a hot dog stand.
And then there was, literally, there was like so many people making. I guess like
food trucks are getting more popular. So
yeah, that's true. I do love food trucks.
Yeah,
but there was a lot of people like on the side of the road making like all kinds of different bracelets and jewelry and just so much stuff. It was super cool. There was actually this one guy that I met there, and I still like occasionally stay in contact with him.
Oh, cool.
And like we still like we have like the same, I think our birthdays are like 2 days apart.
Oh,
and
cool.
so we always
met him down there?
Yeah, I met him in Peru. Was he on the
trip, or was he lived
He
down
lived
there?
in Peru, yeah, but he spoke English, but I still stay in contact with him.
That's
we still
awesome.
message like every year at least for birthdays and just like check in and whatever.
Does he listen to the podcast?
Probably not, but I can message him and tell him to.
You should ask him to. That'd be awesome.
He was
What's his
so
name?
sweet. Jesus.
Oh, cool.
But he was so sweet, and
you rock, Jesus. If you're listening.
We met him in the main plaza there, and at the time that we went on the trip, I had blue hair. My whole head was dyed blue. Mm-hmm. And we went down there, and he like, so we made friends on Facebook that time, like while we were sitting in the plaza there when we first met him. And he messaged me, like, while we were already back at our hotel that night. And he was like, hey, come down to the plaza. I have something for you. And I was like, okay. And we go back down there, and he had made me, like, a little friendship bracelet. Oh. And it was blue. And he said, it matches your hair. And handed it to me. And I was like, oh, my God. And I still have it. I have it in a little safe in my house. But it was just, like, so sweet. And so we met up with him, like, multiple times when we were on that trip. And he would just show us around to, like, his favorite restaurants and just, like, a lot of the local stuff. And, like, he was just so kind.
Is he younger than you? Or?
He was older than me. Okay. So I think how old were we? I was 19, I guess, when we went on that trip. Or just turned 20. And he was probably, like, 24, 25 maybe.
Yeah.
He was young still, cool. But yeah, he was super awesome. And he said that he'd grown up in that area, but he traveled a lot and stuff. And he was like a traveling merchant pretty much.
Oh, that's so cool.
And yeah, he was awesome. It was really fun.
And then there was that candy commercial.
Candy commercial.
Wasn't that trip?
Oh my God, yeah! I don't even remember what it was. It was like a Sour Patch, like, candy type thing. Yeah, brand. Oh my God, and it had like the funniest little, I can now remember it now, but me and Mom were dying over this commercial.
You just kept talking about this Sour Patch Kids knockoff commercial.
Oh God,
candy commercial.
And we had like a silly little like song, like whatever that went with it, and it was stuck in our heads. I have to text Mom and ask her if she remembers the name of the candy, because we tried for so long to find that. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, that's so funny.
Wasn't it like on repeat? Didn't you guys like hear it a million times?
Oh my God, it was like every commercial break that we were watching TV.
Popular candy.
Yeah, it was so funny. But it was like such a catchy little tune that we were so stuck on. It was so funny though. I don't even remember how it goes. I just remember loving it.
That's awesome. Did you ever get to try that candy?
No, not that I remember. I know.
We gotta see if we can find some online or
For real. Followers. If there's any followers in Peru, I'll look it up and then we'll have to mention it.
What is a Sour Patch Kids style candy from Peru that has a funny little commercial tune? Just let us know. Just type it out in the comments, or just like send me it so we can try it on the podcast. That'd be cool.
For real, just like
I wish I had big enough reach so that I could do that kind of stuff. That'd be freaking awesome.
That would be so awesome.
That I just get a box of this candy in the mail. I'd be very concerned. Actually.
I would be a little concerned too.
It'd still be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would.
I'd be, wow, that's awesome, but I'm also really scared.
Yeah, same. Mom will probably remember it because she's got a better memory than I do. But
yeah. What else did you see down there?
Sorry, I'm trying to Google the candy right now.
That's okay.
What else? There was this.
Didn't you see pyramids?
No, not like pyramids. It was just really like the ruins and stuff. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I thought you saw pyramids because the guy was explaining. I know you listened to the podcast where we were talking about.
You and JJ. It wasn't pyramids. It was just some of like the ruins that were built there. So I was telling. Did we touch on this in another episode?
No. We talked privately.
So I messaged Brody after him and JJ had that episode about pyramids and whatever.
JJ's first. That was episode number 7 for anybody who's
perfect.
curious.
Love it. And they were talking about how a lot of these like old temples and ruins and like the pyramids and stuff have. Like, it just, the way that they built these things were just, like, so ahead of their time. And, like, it was crazy because when we were going through some of the stuff at, like, Machu Picchu and stuff, our tour guide literally took a level out and put it on every side of these structures that he was showing us. And they were all 100% level. Like,
that's cool.
And it was just, we were baffled. I was like, how did they do this? Like, thousands of years ago.
Secretly, they just didn't. They just got, like, shims underneath it that they just keep leveling it as the ground shifts.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Over the years, they just keep it leveled.
God, that would be so disappointing. But yeah, we were all just like so baffled by that. It was insane. There was also a little baby llama that was born like 2 days before we went to Machu Picchu, and he was just walking around the ruins there. They just had them like there. So cute. Loved him. But we weren't able to pet them. Yeah, that was super cool. I feel like I'm missing so many things because we were there for so long, but I just can't think of it all on the spot. Like, it was one of the coolest trips ever. Like, I would highly recommend.
If you could just pack up, like somebody just gave you fat stacks of cash right now, somebody was just like, here's 10 grand. You can go anywhere in the world right now, but you got to leave right now. Where would you go? Oh,
that's a hard one because I feel like I have so many places.
Okay, at least top 3.
Okay, I can do a top 3. I want to do Scotland, Ireland, like road trip around the two. I want to fly
castles.
over.
I would love to go see castles.
Yes.
There.
Oh my gosh. So cool. I want to go to, I think it's Romania, where the castle is that, what's that fucking famous vampire? Dracula.
Oh yeah. What's that schmuck's name?
Schmuck. Where the
story. Schmuck.
Oh my god. Gross. I think it's Romania where like the castle is that the entire story of Dracula was based off of because it was like the king there or whatever, and he used to like torture people like crazy and drink their blood. Like people would, at least there's stories or rumors that he would drink their blood, and he would have their heads, anybody like the townspeople that he would like kill, he would have their heads outside of the castle on stakes. But yeah, so I'd love to do that because
that reminds me of the video game The Forest, because cave entrance. Like entrances to caves have that.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love, obviously people know by this point listening to me talk that I love creepy shit.
Yeah, that's one thing that's fucked though. Is like you see that stuff in movies and video games, and it's just like you get so numb to it because it's like it's just fun for effect. But it's real. That shit fucking happens, and that's so creepy. Like, could you imagine seeing it in a video game like blah blah? It's like nothing. You run right past it, but then like seeing something like that in real life, like right next to you. That's so fucked. Yeah, it's so disgusting. Sorry. But like, no, that's okay, because I'm also like fascinated with like researching like torture devices and stuff, like medieval times stuff. Like it's crazy. It's terrifying. But I would love to go like see stuff like that. Have you ever been the Volo Auto Museum there with they got like that torture medieval museum portion? Oh no, wait, I haven't been to the museum. I've been to the antique mall. The antique mall, yes. Sorry. The museum part, they got like a medieval torture device portion in the auto museum. I would love to see that. Doug's a little softy boy, and he can't really handle that stuff like I can. Either, which I totally understand. Mom said that when she went to Ireland when she was younger, or England, there was a medieval torture
museum there, like a whole museum about torture stuff, and she was like, I literally was sick to my stomach, like walking through
I
that
believe
thing.
it, because like I even was like, it was like $2 additional to get in, two per person to get into this portion, the torture devices portion, and I'm like, Katie, you want to do it? And she's just like, I don't know if we should. And I was like, yeah, it seems like it's fucked in there. She's like, maybe. And I'm like, we can if you want. And she's just like, I really don't know if I want any part in that. That's
Bad
like,
vibes.
There's bad vibes in there. Yeah. She's like, I don't know if I would even want to associate with that stuff. I'm like,
I think it's really fascinating. I mean, it's very fucked up for sure, but I'm always been like intrigued with, I don't know. But so anyways, I would want to do like Scotland, Ireland trip and like kind of look through like that stuff, or like a Romania, whatever, somewhere
cool.
on like England or wherever.
So that's
to do something
one.
like that. We'll count that as one.
Okay.
That is one.
Names 3. That's one.
Okay. We'll keep our one as Scotland,
Yes.
Ireland, because those are like connected and both small. So that's one I'd want to do, because I'd want a road trip between the two of them. Greece, Athens, the ruins. I would love to see that. And my last like top one is Egypt, the pyramids and the Sphinx. I
That'd be
want to see
so
so bad.
fucking cool. Yeah, that's up there for me.
Me and Mom actually almost did Egypt instead of Peru, but 1, it was really expensive, and 2, it was not the best time to go there. Safest time, I should say.
Yeah.
To go there.
Yeah, I think Egypt is up there for me in top 3, and then I'd say like Ireland, Scotland would be freaking awesome too for me. Probably top 3, and then I'd say the last one would have to be like Mauritius, just because that's in the 5 a.m. club.
Where is that?
I don't know.
That's a country?
I don't know.
Okay.
All I know is it's in the 5 a.m. club, and the way it's described is beautiful. And then after Katie and I got engaged, Mom was like, for your honeymoon, you should go to Mauritius. And then I was like, oh, cool. And then she sent us like travel things for Mauritius. And I'm like, I still don't know if it's a country or if it's a...
How is it spelled? Do we know?
M something?
Oh, wait, I think I found it. Oh, yeah, I found it. Okay. It is an Indian Ocean island nation known for its beaches, lagoons, and reefs.
Nice. Yeah, I did know it was an island because they do talk about that in the book.
Country in East Africa.
Country in East Africa.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, that looks awesome. So it's an island just off of Africa, I guess.
Basically paradise, supposedly.
Paradise.
So that'd be awesome. I'd love to be on an island.
Yeah.
I've been on a few islands. Washington Island, Rock Island.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Rock Island,
Wisconsin.
I've never, absolutely zero cell service. I've never been so, like, felt so disconnected. Because they drop you off. There's no motors on this island or anything. They drop you off, only hiking. And they're like, this boat's going to come back in 4 hours at this time.
If you miss
and
it, you're stuck here.
If you miss it, that's the last boat of the day.
Yeah.
And you're sleeping overnight.
Yeah. Hold on, I have to pee so bad.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, we are back from our pee break. Both of us had to go, and that's all the time that we got. Okay, thanks for hopping on. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait, what?
All right. Yeah, so where were we?
We were talking about traveling and the top 3 places that we want to go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Mauritius, an island.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And then the island thing, yeah. Rock Island.
Oh,
so
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I've never been like felt so like disconnected from the world. And it was just so cool.
I haven't been to that one. I've been to Washington Island, but
you have to island hop to get to Rock Island. You have to take the ferry to Washington Island,
and
drive across it, and then take
another ferry.
Take another ferry. It's not even a ferry. It's just a boat.
Little boat.
Out to Rock Island. Itty bitty island. We hiked the whole thing, and there's a lighthouse on it, but it's like basically like a museum lighthouse. It's not even like used operational anymore.
Oh, okay.
So cool.
That is cool.
But they still have like lighthouse tenders to it, and you volunteer for it, and you have to like stay out there for like a long time, like a week.
Oh, damn.
Like weeks on end, and you volunteer.
Shit.
It's pretty cool.
I feel like I'd like to do that.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. Yeah, and there's no, it's all like, there's no electricity out there.
That's scary.
Yeah, yeah. So you'd have to tend this lighthouse without that, which is awesome.
That is.
I think they got like a wood-fired stove or something like that. Baron's just scratching his ear.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Creepy but cool. But I love I think it'd be so cool to do I feel like I've listened, everybody knows I listen to a lot of true crime stuff and spooky stuff, and I always hear stories about I don't think I would ever have the balls to stay in one of these haunted houses where a mass murder happened or something. But I always think about the idea of it, and I'm like, God, that would be
creepy.
So cool.
Yeah.
Or this is another thing, kind of going back to mine and Mom's trip, the road trip one where we went out to Oregon and Colorado.
Yep.
We wanted to go out and do a tour of Alcatraz.
Oh, that'd be cool.
But it was all booked up for the days that we were there, so we weren't able to do that. But that is still one thing that is totally on my bucket list that I want to do so bad.
That'd be freaking really cool.
I almost said Azkaban.
Yeah. Yes. You're a hairy wizard.
But yeah, that is one thing that I would love to do is go.
Speaking of, you did get to go to the wizarding world of Harry Potter.
Yeah, me and Dougie went.
I've been wanting to go so bad. How was it?
It was so awesome.
Really?
If anybody goes, you can't do it without getting the interactive wands. You literally can't. The experience would just be it was just, it would still be great. It literally, I can't even explain how realistic it looks compared to the movies and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
And you know how when you're going into where is it? So in the movie when...
Ollivanders.
No, but that was really cool too. When you're going to, it wasn't Diagon Alley.
Gringotts.
No, it's not a store, just the whole area. So when in the movie when Harry's walking through and Hagrid does the little tabby taps on the Hagrid does the little tabby taps on the bricks and it opens up the wall or whatever. So obviously the wall doesn't open up, but me and Doug walked past it 3 times before we actually found the opening, because it literally is a brick wall, and then the one in the back in the middle. So you have to walk towards that wall and then cut in.
Oh.
So the literal...
You have to actually find the place.
The literal entrance is hidden. You literally have to look for it.
That's so cool.
So
what is it around, what's there before the entrance? Is it still a town?
Yeah, it's literally just Universal, the entire Islands of Adventure place. So you're walking around looking at the Universal
and you're
park.
it says it's right here on the map.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the map and I'm it literally, that's exactly what happened.
That's
We're
so
it literally
cool.
says it's right here, and we're walking past, and we were by the Transformers stuff. I don't know if you remember that. We were by the Transformers stuff, kind of going back and forth, and we're where the hell is it?
That's so cool.
And then we finally saw somebody people walking through it, and we walked past, and we were oh, holy shit, it's right there. We completely missed it. You walk through, the first thing you see is the giant dragon up, on
You're just are you guys muggles?
Yeah, literally. No, but that one was super awesome. And then you have to take, either one of the monorails over, or, walk all the way around, or you can take the Hogwarts Express over to the second part of the park. So it's 2 tickets, so you have to buy park tickets for both to be able to see the whole thing.
Huh. Did you get anything off the trolley, dear?
It wasn't a trolley.
Oh, what the fuck?
I know. I was totally expecting to get one, but there wasn't any. I was I'm going to buy all.
You didn't have any chocolate frogs?
Yeah, I brought you a chocolate frog.
Yeah, you did. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But not off the trolley.
Not off the trolley,
Damn.
dear. But
Brody bots.
Did we bring you some, or did I give those to Mom?
I
think I gave them to Mom.
Yeah,
because we did buy a box of Birdie Bots.
Yeah, we used to get Birdie Bots all the time, actually. And, yeah, some of them were disgusting.
Oh yeah, no, horrid.
Horrid.
So yeah, we did get those, and the wands were super cool. And the wands were only $60 per person, which wasn't bad. At first, I was that's awful, but you can pick out your own wand. They have literally everybody's
The wand doesn't
wands.
pick you?
It does for some people. So there's an experience that you go in, and they only do it 1 per group. There's 10 or 15 people in the group, and they were we don't have time to do everybody.
And it blows their hair and their lights light up.
It literally does.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It was super cool. So yeah, we got the wands, and the wands never expire. So if we go back to the park again, which we do want to, we can bring those same wands back, and they still work. Yeah. So it was super cool. We had a blast there, and we spent 3 days there. And
has anybody ever picked the wrong wand?
I don't
and
know.
the wand just is just
fuck you.
Yeah, it just hops out of their hand. No.
Fuck it. No.
Or they stand on the center pad, and all of a sudden they're just and nothing happens because the wand's just no.
No.
And then they grab another one, and the wand's just
oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh God, no. I would literally walk out.
He's just he's like, no, this is the wrong place. This is not a wand shop. These are not wands.
Oh my God. Anyway. But yeah, it was super cool.
That's awesome. You ride any coasters? I know there's like that dragon.
Yeah, we didn't. No, we did ride one. We're gonna do. Everybody was talking about like the Hagrid's one.
Oh, yeah.
And we were gonna do that, but so we were gonna do it the last day we were there, and then when we went back, it started raining, so they shut the ride down. But the days before we didn't go because it was like a 90-minute wait, and we didn't. I was like, I'd rather just walk around. If we missed the ride, we missed the ride. I wasn't like that.
You didn't have a fast pass.
No. But we did go on this one, and it was actually in like the Hogwarts school. Like you go into Hogwarts, and
how big was Hogwarts?
it's not like an actual thing, which I was bummed about because I thought we were actually going to be able to go into like Hogwarts, but you like go in and it's just like a little part of it, and I can show you a video Doug took of it, but it's just like the walk through into the ride, and then you get onto the ride, and it's one of those like 3D type of ones where it's the screen, and you're like, it's
those
cool.
are still cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. We enjoyed that one, but it was like very bright and flashing in your face and stuff, and Doug had like an awful headache when he got off the ride because it was just it was a lot.
Up in your biz.
Yeah. So, but it was still cool. We enjoyed that, and we would totally go back there. It was a really fun trip.
It's awesome.
And we also like, I had never seen any of the Marvel movies before we went there. So when we walked through all the Marvel part of that, and Doug was looking at the comics and like loving it, I didn't appreciate it at that time because I'd never seen any of them. And now that we've binge watched all of the Marvel movies, every single one, I'm like, fuck, I want to go back now and go look at the comic shops.
I didn't think it was that long ago that you guys went to.
It was in the first year we started dating, so we went. It was 2021 in November. So it was over 2 years, almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, because we binge watched all the Marvel movies after you guys.
Yeah.
Because you guys basically made us.
Yeah, well, we did. I told Brody he would love them, and he was like, no, I don't like that stuff. And I was
who's your favorite like character from the Marvel universe?
Oh, after the new movie, I want to say Rocket.
Yeah.
Because he was so fucking
Rocket's
good.
freaking... In our Life 360 group, that's my profile picture is Rocket.
I'm Wanda.
Because we're all like Marvel characters.
We're all characters. Not
DC.
DC or Marvel.
Uncle Dan is DC.
Uncle Dan is Batman. Sinisha is Superman.
Yep.
And Mom is Wonder Woman. So they're all DC.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. Those are DC. Didn't even think about that.
But then you're Rocket, Katie's Groot.
Yep.
And then I'm Wanda. Yeah, Scarlet Witch. I love her. I loved her character. I don't like what they did with her after the new Doctor Strange, and like I get where they went with that.
The new Doctor Strange. I don't think I've seen that.
You didn't watch that one? Multiverse of Madness? The one that came out, like, you totally watched that.
I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar.
Oh, really? It was like the beginning of this year, I think it came out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see it then.
Oh, okay. Well, it's shit, so you're not missing out on anything.
Okay. We watched the WandaVision thing.
I loved that. It was so cute. Yeah. People hated that.
Yeah, people did.
I actually really enjoyed it. It was slow in the beginning.
Yeah, you got to get through
but then it gets really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Loki.
Oh, yeah.
I love Loki, and even though he's like kind of a bad guy, he's such a dickhead. Yeah. He's just one of those like bad guys that you hate to love, I feel like. And he's just like, it's just his little like witty comments, and like he's just such an asshole, but I love it.
And he's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
I love Thor. I love Captain America. I love Iron Man, Tony Stark. I reference Tony Stark a lot on the podcast.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
I love him too. His character is fucking awesome.
I honestly, he's got to be my favorite because I talk about him so much, and like
he was always my favorite.
For me, he's inspiring, just like the technical aspect, because a lot of what Marvel does, they're so good about being realistic. Like it's very impressive. They gotta have like everything they do in the movies and the comics, I guarantee you it's fact checked by engineers, because they're very impressive with what they talk about and what they do with, especially with Tony Stark and portraying him as this like super genius. And like what they talk about is, I mean, sometimes like we'll be watching and like it'll say, like, there's one example in the first Iron Man movie, like he's got this scanning tool where he like scans a cylinder on his hot rod car, and he's just like, it's just like low compression in cylinder 5 or whatever it is, and I'm just like, I'll have to hop in and correct it in front of Katie, and she gets pissed off at me because she's not pissed off, but she's just like, oh my goodness, you gotta correct everything, don't you? And I'm just like, you can't base compression without a head on the engine. Yeah. There's no way to tell. There's no piston and there's no head on that thing right now. So. Yeah. You can't, but stuff like that. But like, other than like minor details, if I'm really nitpicking, they do a fantastic freaking job at it. It's really cool.
I think that's really cool. I loved his character too. And then
Rocket's freaking awesome. I love, again, it's like the technical like engineering. Like he's like, I think it's like, I'm just drawn to that. Like Rocket and Tony Stark, they're like so.
I think it's because you're a very hands-on person. You love that, like you said, technical type of stuff and like the engineering type of things like that. Yeah. So
I love it.
Like
so cool.
You've always enjoyed like pretty much the same as Dad has said on the podcast too, just like taking things apart and learning how they work, and just like you get that from him for sure.
I got this tug and pull in my heart though, because then like after we watched the Captain America stuff, because I like when we were kids, like growing up, like I saw the Iron Man movie, like the first two. I think I watched the first two, and those were the only Marvel movies I ever watched before like 2 years ago when we watched straight through. Yeah. And as soon as I saw the Captain America ones, I'm like, holy fuck, he's freaking awesome. It's so cool. Like, and just like being like a farm boy from Illinois kind of thing, like I was like, my heart, like I like I have to freaking love him, obviously. Like I'm so like just like foundationally American, and I'm like I have to love Captain America. Like I was like, but then like him and Tony Stark just don't get along, and I'm like, literally not computing. It's just like those two are my favorites, and it's just like and then Rocket on the Guardians of the Galaxy, like
and like, Groot, you gotta love Groot.
I love Groot, especially in the new one. He's a badass.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome.
The first movie,
when he was a little baby, it was like it's so cute, but he just like annoyed me. I'm like, God, like,
so
he just like
stupid.
Almost messes up everything.
Yeah, but he's just a little baby. He doesn't know. But yeah, he was adorable. But I like that they like started him over, and he's almost like a teenager in like the first one.
That's cool. I really like that.
Or the third one. I mean, because he was like literally older. He was like old in the first one, and then it brought him back to a baby, and then like a teenager again, pretty much, or whatever. But yeah, all versions of Groot I have loved.
And then the ending clip of the newest one, that he was like an adult again.
Yes,
he's like a big tank dude.
Yeah, oh my God, that was awesome.
So cool.
No, I literally don't think I've ever cried so much during an entire movie. If you guys haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3, don't skip forward. But literally just like... or anything. If you've listened to this episode, we've spoiled every movie. Every movie. But I don't think I've ever cried so much during an entire movie. And like, and every time the tears would start to dry up, and I'd be like, okay, like I'm they would do something else to pull my heartstrings, and I would be like, fuck. And I'd look over, and Doug was crying too, and we were both just like nonstop. And it's just like, because Doug always would say about the new movie, he was like, I always wondered, like, Rocket was just like, he's like, I liked his character, but he was just such a grumpy dickhead. Like, why?
Now you know why.
He's like, why was he the way that he was? Like, I always wanted to know, like, why he was such an asshole, and like, what was his upbringing, and now you see how horrible, and like his childhood, and like literally we were talking about it, his first word that he ever spoke was hurts. Yeah. And I was like, God, that broke my fucking heart when they were sitting there, and they like throw him in, and he just looks up and he's like, hurts. And I was like, oh, fuck. So just immediately sobbing. And then at the end, when he goes back and there's the crate of the baby raccoons there, and he's just looking at them and like starts aggressively just scooping them up so hard, I was like, I was like, so oh my God, like hyperventilating, couldn't breathe because I was crying so hard, and I was like, fuck. And I knew at that point that the bad guy was gonna come around the corner. I was just waiting for him as he was grabbing the babies, and I was like, oh my God.
I'm surprised because I thought they were going to kind of do a backstory on Groot because we really don't know much about him.
That's true.
So I'm hoping maybe the next one, if there's one.
Yeah. And just like, I'm sorry, I could rave about this movie forever. Yeah. But like, and I know this is just like a known thing with all Guardians of the Galaxy movies is that their soundtracks are fucking fantastic.
So fucking good, yeah.
But it almost is like the soundtrack tells the story with the movie.
Yeah.
So me and Doug were just talking about also the other day how Guardians of the Galaxy 3 starts out with the song Creep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then it ends with Dog Days Are Over.
Oh.
And so how it starts off with just such a deep, sad, dark, and it starts out with,
you're right.
with Rocket listening to the song and just like moping around, kind of whatever. And then all that shit happens, and then
you're right.
And then the end, they're just dancing to Dog Days Are Over, and it was just so cheery and happy, and everybody was just great, so and like this shit's finally gone.
Yep.
And God, that's such a good ending song. We played that song in the car the other day, and literally we started like when we were on our way down to Naperville for Brody's proposal, we listened to that song and we both started crying just listening to the song Dog Days Are Over, just thinking about that movie, how good it was. It was like, God, like that is probably my top favorite movie right now at the time.
Of all time.
Hands down, yeah.
Across the board, not just Marvel?
Not just Marvel, just everything right now. Like I have not had a movie so good that got me to laugh, to cry, to feel anger or hatred, and just
all the emotions,
everything
so good,
so strongly too. And I was just like, oh,
so fucking good,
so good.
Yeah, so Marvel is awesome,
insane.
Yeah,
I loved it. But yeah, that was my rant about how much I loved that movie.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't seen it, even though I just spoiled it all, if you haven't seen it, fucking watch it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Cannot stress it enough.
Yeah, seriously. I'm just curious too. Your hoodie is awesome looking. I love that color. And what is that, Primal or Primitive?
Primitive. It's actually Doug's hoodie. It's a skateboarding brand.
Oh, cool.
The back of it has Dragon Ball Z on it.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a cool color. Like
it is. This is like his favorite color right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
His water bottle is the same orangey like yellow color.
Nice.
Yeah.
So cool. I've been wanting to like find a spot to bring it up because I keep like reading that. I love that font too.
That's cool. I know. That like Times New Roman, but in a fancy way.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think that's Times New Roman.
No, it's just not. Like, it's just the first font I thought of. No, I love it too. They have some cool shit. Doug's literally like awesome. Everything. Literally every shirt that he owns pretty much, other than his works shirts, is Primitive.
All anime. Oh.
All the anime shirts that he has are Primitive, or that same brand. Oh,
really?
Yeah, so it's a skateboarding company, and they hire on like local artists and stuff, or different artists, and they draw out the designs for the T-shirts.
That's fucking cool.
Based off of different animes. So he's got like most of the Dragon Ball Z line. He's got a lot of the Naruto, and I think those are the only two that he's got right now, but they've done like a ton of different animes.
Speed Racer stuff in there.
Dude, they should.
They should. I'd wear that shit.
I know.
Fuck
you would.
I want to do I've watched the original anime Speed Racers, like the very first one, all of them. I had the whole box set of every single season, and I can't fucking find it. I've been wanting to have Katie watch it, but I can't find it.
I need to go to Dad's because I literally just have like a pinged spot in my brain of exactly where it's at.
Yeah, we scavenged this whole house. I had him look for it. He couldn't find it. He's like, I just saw it somewhere, but
of course.
But
I think I know where it's at. I'll have to check it when I go over there
because we can't find it. And also, I want to watch all the originals before we watch the live version.
Yeah, I remember the live action one pretty well, but
a lot of people hated that, and
it wasn't bad.
I liked it, but the only thing I didn't like was, again, spoiler, we're spoiling every movie ever. Katie, cover your ears. But they switched it up on you because like the whole original ones, the Mach 5 is the car.
Yeah.
It's just the Mach 5. That's the car. That's the coolest fucking car on the planet. And then all of a sudden they got like the Mach 5, they wreck it, and then they rebuild a Mach 6.
I do remember
that. And I was like, that doesn't fucking happen. That doesn't work. This is fucking Speed Racer. He only drives the Mach 5.
Yeah. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. I haven't seen it.
And then for some reason, too, Racer X. I'm gonna
say Racer X.
I'm also gonna ruin this. He's Speed's brother. Sorry, I just ruined everything. But but when you first start watching it, he's racing the Mach 4, which never existed.
Wait, yeah, I was
in
gonna
the
say,
original animes, there was no such thing as a Mach 4. There was no such thing as a Mach 6.
Mach
Only the Mach 5.
Mach 5. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. And for whatever reason, in the live action, Racer X is just in a Mach 4 and speeds the Mach 5, wrecks it, and then he's on a Mach 6. And it's just like, this is... Weird. That's what I didn't like about it. But the rest of it, all the special effects, the storyline was good.
Yeah.
The actors were great. They picked great actors because they looked like it.
Yeah.
The girl who played Trixie looks just like Trixie. Yeah, it's just like they did an awesome job. But like, I didn't like that car part.
Yeah, that's valid.
But
I feel like that's understandable. People don't like the switch up on things like that.
Yeah. I don't mind a little bit of change for like the new generation of viewers, but like I like to keep it a little more. I like it following a traditional line, but you can spice things up a little bit. But keep like the whole thing was Speed Racer and the Mach 5. That was it. That was like the only thing you had to keep straight was that.
Yeah.
Anything else is good to go. But that's what they changed.
He could have got a new haircut. He could have literally done anything.
Yeah.
Got a new outfit.
New paint job on the car. Whatever. Yeah. Just keep it the Mach 5.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh my god. Yeah. Oh, you loved this.
Yeah, I freaking love Speed Racer.
Even the box set that you had was literally in a metal box that looked like the Mach 5.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. One day I will have a Mach 5.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, they made them for a while, but they were like really expensive and they only sold like 6 of them.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I think they were built out of like Pontiacs or something like that. I can't remember what they were built out of. But they were cool. There's one at the Volo Auto Museum.
I remember seeing the pictures that you and Katie.
Yep.
That you and Katie had when you went there.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're damn near pushing 2 hours here. So we'll wrap this up. Thank you so much for staying so long. I appreciate it. I didn't expect it to be this long.
We always do this. We're always like, just a quick episode, and then it's 2 hours later.
I'm sorry.
Like, no, it's fine.
No wonder you never want to come back.
It's fine. Every time he's like, oh, can we record today? I'm like, can we do it another day?
Yeah, you're just like, fuck that.
I'm like, do I have
to? Everybody loves you, though. I always get so much good feedback on your episodes.
I need to make somebody make a new account and listen to which episode was that I'm tied for first place with?
Oh, that's
second place?
I was gonna say something when I said it because I was like when we were talking about the pyramids thing, and I was like, yeah, it's episode 7, JJ's episode 7, and then I was like, I was gonna interrupt and say, actually don't, because that's the one that Steph's tied with.
Oh, am I tied with JJ's episode?
Yeah, my episode number 4 and my episode number 7 are tied, and it's Stephanie's is episode 4 and JJ's is episode 7, and you guys have the same amount of downloads. So you got to get a couple more listeners on yours.
All right. Well, listeners, let's just make it a competition. See who's better.
Yep.
So
did you listen to JJ's last 3 episodes?
Yes.
Or the most recent one?
When was it?
Last Monday.
Oh no, I haven't.
Okay. Well, he calls you out hard in that one.
What a little bitch.
Yep.
Okay. Well, fuck him, and I'm gonna be the first place. So go ahead and.
Well, no, he doesn't call you out about the downloads. He says, I'm coming for you for the co-host spot, Steph.
Oh, shit, no. If anybody's going to be co-host, it's going to be me.
Yeah, he comes, because he had just like boom, 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 like 3 episodes there.
Yeah, for real. He's leading on most episodes now, because for a while I had more on here than him.
We got to have you, even though it's a pain in the butt. Well, it was nice, too, because we did a short bonus episode, too. So I'll have you back on some bonus episodes.
Well, I know we still have been talking about we still have had a few other ideas.
Yeah.
I'll have to write down some more ideas of what I was thinking for some episodes, so I'll get some research going so we can do another, instead of just rambly episode like we typically do, I'll do another research episode on something cool.
That'd be cool. I like both of them. I get good feedback on the researchy ones, and I like a lot of people like these rambly ones too. But good timing again, because Katie just got home.
Cool. I think I'm blocking her out of the driveway.
It's dinner time.
Yummy.
All right. Thank you so much for hopping on the Mind Hiking Podcast. I really appreciate you. You're the best.
I know. Thanks for having me. I love you too.
I love you. All right. Rock on, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. Follow this podcast, please. It really helps. Give it a 5-star rating, because this is definitely 5-star quality.
For sure. Write a good review, too.
Yes, leave comments, everything like that. It all helps.
Questions, comments, concerns. Oh, and I was going to say earlier, if you guys have any good video games, movies, or show recommendations, I'll make Brody put my Instagram in the show notes, and you should reach out to us.
Yes, exactly. And if you want to see the hoodie that Steph's wearing that we talked about, it'll be on my Instagram, Brody_Frye_63, because I'm going to take a photo before you leave.
Sweet.
All right, guys, rock on. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.
Peace.